Deal Surgeons, Elite Masterminds, what's going on? This is Diamond Life. This is a win review on Litecoin. So let's take a look at this. Is using shadow trading as well, the thing I've been preaching about. So let's go to, we can stay on the 5 minute. So Bitcoin was basically leading everything. Okay, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum move similar. Okay, so if I go to the daily chart, go to the daily chart. This is shadow trading. This is the stuff I've been preaching about for the longest. It's really good for a beginner because you don't have to understand how the structure works to still get paid. Okay, so here is January 1st. So we count the first 5 trading days. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see I put a vertical line here. You can barely see it, but it's there. So then we have this box right here, which is the red box, which you can see right here. This is the bodies. We put the red box on the first 5 trading days bodies. Okay. And yeah, so what I was doing was I was tracking Bitcoin since it was leading Litecoin. Okay, I'm about to go to Litecoin, so I'm sorry, Ethereum, so you can see what's going on. So basically using shadow trading, Bitcoin told me hours or a day before what Ethereum was going to do because they move similar to GJ, GBP, JPY, and EJ, or S&P 500 and US 30. They move similar. Okay, so let me go down to the 5-minute chart. Full screen. Okay, so now we're on a 5-minute chart. Scale up the candles. Okay, so I'm just trying to show you where Bitcoin made its leading points. Okay, so right here, it made a high, but when I went to Ethereum, I think Ethereum was down here. So I'll show you on the Ethereum chart. So I put a shadow right here for Bitcoin because I think Ethereum made a high down here somewhere, and Bitcoin made the high where it's at now. See, Bitcoin made a high here, but Ethereum was way down here. So I put a shadow on Ethereum right here, and I'll show that to you. Okay. So here we are here. Bitcoin made a high up here, but on Ethereum is still way down here. So on Ethereum chart, I put a shadow on. The shadows basically give you confirmation. Even if price is going down, you have to see where price is going down too. And that's how you have to understand the structure. But even if you don't understand the structure, even if it's going down, you have confirmation that price has to go higher based on the shadows. Let's go to Ethereum. Okay, so let me go to the daily chart. Just break this one down just like I did with Bitcoin. Okay. First 5 trading days. ICT introduced me to the first 5 trading days of the month, but all this extra stuff I did on my own. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 here. Okay. So you can see I put a vertical line here, and now you see how Litecoin, this is Ethereum, is behind, but you see the shadows right there. Let me show this to you. Then I'll go down to the 5-minute chart. Listen, I don't know how many times I got to keep saying this, but somebody gonna get it. Listen, on this day when this candle closed, Litecoin's high was here. Don't you see that? See the high right there? About to point to it again, right there. The high on Litecoin, on Ethereum, was here. But when this candle closed on Bitcoin, it was up here. Don't you see that? Don't you see this shadow right here? Okay. The shadow, I literally go to Bitcoin and I put the standard deviations on. That's what these lines are here. It shows me exactly where, I put it exactly where Bitcoin came up to, which is up here. Okay. So I put a shadow on. So they gave me confirmation that if I took a buy, that I could hold it, because like right now I'm still holding this. It won't show it on this screen that I'm on now, but on my other device, if I would have shot it, it would have showed you my the live trade that I'm in right now. So here, when this candle closed, okay, on Tuesday, January 9th, look at this. Ethereum made a high here, but on Bitcoin, it lit all the way up here, okay? So this is not saying that you can just get in and just hold all the way up here. I mean, you possibly could, but you have to really look to see what you have confirmation for, okay? And in my experience, you have standard deviations, which is this green line, the turquoise line, the dotted line, and the one right here. That means one standard deviation. But then you see you have these micro standard deviations. All this I came up with on my own. ICT only introduced me to he said the first 5 trading days, it can help you predict the high or the low of the month using standard deviations. That's all he said. All this extra stuff I came up with. But you see these micro standard deviations in between here. You see that? This is one standard deviation at, 0.25. Standard deviation, that green line right there. And the little lines in the middle are the micro standard deviations. This is 25%, 50, 75, and then this is 25. So what I'm saying is, since Bitcoin came all the way up here on the 9th, then I have confirmation that I can hold. That's why I got in for another buy down here. When I go down to the 5-minute chart, I'll show it to you. I always hold for each standard deviation. So right now, price is going to retrace down, especially when it takes out this high up here. Looks like I have confirmation for this next line here. But what I'm doing is I'm getting out at each micro standard deviation. So right now I'm in 5 positions. I got out when price hit this standard deviation, micro, all the way up into 0.25 of a standard deviation, because this is one whole standard deviation up here. So let me go down to the 5-minute chart, and then I'll end the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my device that I actually took the executions on to help me point to where I got in at, okay? And what I was doing here was I was buying as price was going down. This is how ICT has trained us to do this. Okay, so I'm looking at my chart right now on my other device that actually shows the execution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point to where I actually got in at. So it shows that I got in right here. Okay, so remember, I got in. Why did I get in right here? It wasn't high leverage. I wasn't over leveraging, but I had confirmation that price had to go higher. This was too much of an early buy. Okay, so I was a little undisciplined right there. But I didn't care because, number one, I put on a light position and I knew price had to go higher, even if it had to go down. Okay. So if I look to the left, price probably took out a high over here. And this is it came up to look like a bearish breaker right here. All right, so let's go back to it. So what I was doing was I was buying as prices were going down. I didn't know exactly how far it would go, but I started putting on light positions. So I took a buy right here. I'm looking at my chart that's showing the executions on my other device. I took a buy right here. Okay, so you see his price is going down. I'm buying. Light, low leverage positions. I'm not doing anything to blow my account or mess everything up. If I have a standard to play with, then these 4 positions I took here was probably added up to like a 0.035 on a standard. Okay, if I had a whole standard to play with, this is called scaling in. Okay, because what you could do, some people who don't know any better, they just put a whole standard right here, and then they go all the way and draw down and blow their account. You want to scale in and say, okay, if I have a standard to play with, and I don't know how low it's gonna go, then what you can do is you can just do it in standard deviations. Look at the next low. You know, I'm just saying, if you don't know what to do, look at the lowest low right here. So you could do, what you can do is you could put a fib on here with the standard deviations and just keep buying at every 25%. This would be 25%. This would be 50%, 75%. Then if it comes down here to take, because sometimes it'll have to take that low out before it goes higher. So if you don't know how low it's going to go, just buy as it's going down at standard deviations at 25, 50, and 75, okay? So let me go back to the, so I'm in profit right now. I'm looking at my other screen. This chart right here this screen right here is not showing the executions for whatever reason. So I got in here, and like I said, I was buying as price was going down. And so, yeah, I should have bought some more positions. So yeah, right now price is going higher. And right here, this is the shadow for Bitcoin. Okay. So this is very simple. I mean, right here, when Ethereum closed right here, this is the highest how we had right here when the candle closed. This is a new day right here. This is Wednesday. At that time, Bitcoin was here. This is the day giveaway, folks. You have to look to the left and make sure the shadows are constantly getting longer and longer. Okay. Because if we see right here, hold on, make sure these drawings are still locked. Okay. If we look right here, this is the last shadow for Bitcoin. And then the next one was here. So I had confirmation that it was going higher. So what am I doing right now? What I'm doing is I'm holding for, like I said, prices is dropping right now. I'm not sure exactly what price will drop to. So what I'm going to do is the same thing I told you before. I'm going to put a Fibonacci on here with the standard deviations from this high to this low. And as price comes down, I'm going to buy it 25%, 50%, 75%. And then I'm going to have a huge position down here for a buy, even though I don't think it's going to come all the way down here. So that's just something you can do. This is called scaling in. If I have a whole lot to play with, I'm not just going to put a lot in right here. I'm going to find a range and I'm going to put in, maybe 25%, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75 and a whole lot down here, or maybe two lots. But you have to know it's going higher. Okay. So this is a win on Litecoin, cryptocurrency. Thanks for watching.